Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 427 pounds, the team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Fish and O'Reilly returning to Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Active competition just a few months ago. And their opponents only teamed in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla one time, and that wasn't a losing effort to the man sitting to my left. And his partner, Trent, as the best friends, prevailed over the leaders. But right now, the leaders have another tremendous test in front of them in the form of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Marty Scurll, of course, the newest member of Bullet Club. However, thanks to their experience in New Japan Pro Wrestling and multiple encounters with the Young Bucks, as I was going to mention, Fish and O'Reilly have a tremendous amount of experience facing off against Bullet Club, though this is a first time ever meeting in this form. The leaders, Zack and Marty, have faced off against Future Shock, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, but never against Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. Of course, leaders of the new school tag team that formed in 2008. Ran pretty consistent throughout 2013, facing off with the who's who of tag teams in the UK scene, as well as around the world. Ricochet and Seidel, Mark Haskins and Pac, and former Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, Future Shock, and Peligro Bejas, El Generico and Paul London. Well, that's not to diminish the competition that Fish and O'Reilly have faced, both in Ring of Honor and in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Sabre and Fish just grappling in the center of the ring, each man looking for the slightest advantage. Fish and O'Reilly facing off, of course, as I mentioned, with the Young Bucks, Time Splitters, Kushida and Alex Shelley, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask 4 as a tag team, Matt Sydal and Ricochet, and Roppongi Vice. Chuck Taylor, angry.
Yeah, I don't like these guys. Sorry. 3 former Bola winners, right, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, Kyle O'Reilly, Marty Scurll, and Zack Sabre Jr. Bobby Fish, the odd man out of that club, does not to diminish his accomplishments. Say just as talented as any of the other 3 men in the ring. Front chancery, Zack takes the back of Bobby Fish. Bobby backs him into the corner, and Marty Scurll right there to make the tag. Bobby very neatly escapes out. Marty Scurll. Of course, when he's not competing in Ring of Honor now, a fixture in New Japan Pro Wrestling, competed in the Best of Super Junior tournament. Instant hit with the fans in Japan. They believe he was a great addition to Bullet Club. a true villain. And now Marty Scurll back rolls through. Kyle O'Reilly is not here to play games. It's never his MO, unless it's sleazy Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, we see sleazy Kyle come out every now and then. I don't think we'll see much of him tonight. Maybe when they gain the upper hand, he'll pop out a little bit.
Scurll rolls through, escapes, takes the arm of O'Reilly, side headlock takeover, leg scissors by O'Reilly. Both men back up to their feet. Would you say that sleazy Kyle is the great Muda to Kyle's KG Mudo?
yeah, for sure.
Similar type of entrances. We have large taiko drums and a full traditional Japanese.
I wish sleazy Kyle had face paint. It would be awesome. Drop toe hold there to Kyle. Floats over into the headlock.
Side headlock applied by Kyle. You can see he's got those hands clasped tight.
Pretty evenly matched amongst all 4 men thus far.
Yeah, these guys among the most technically gifted wrestlers competing today, and among the most technically gifted tag teams, I would say of perhaps the last 10, maybe even 20 years.
Kyle definitely more the striker. Marty likes to employ that the old British style, the old World of Sport style.
The World of Sport style, but definitely with some shortcuts. Oh, look at that body scissors. And immediately into the cross arm breaker. Marty knew he was in jeopardy and rolls into the bottom rope, clutching the bottom rope for dear life.
Marty takes a timeout on the floor here, climbing back in the ring. A tag right out to Zack Sabre. I don't think he wants any more of Kyle O'Reilly right now. Kyle and Bobby, both such dangerous strikers.
And Zack, a prodigious striker in his own, though perhaps not to the level of Kyle O'Reilly.
Both men so quick.
Waist lock applied. Zack going for the arm. Kyle immediately goes for the knee. Zack and Kyle have met twice before in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Once at the second round of the 2014 Battle of Los Angeles with Kyle victorious, and then the second time at 13 when Kyle challenged for Zack Sabre Jr.'s Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship title, though Zack was victorious at that outing. So these guys pretty evenly matched in PWG. It'll be interesting to see what they've learned from their previous encounters as Zack just snaps back into a bridge and immediately converts to key lock with the, the leg scissored around the head and wrenching Bobby Fish up to a seated position. The awkward thing for Fish is that he's not really in control of the body. Where the head goes, the body follows. And to have Zack manipulate him in such a violent way, such a quick and violent way, can definitely cause a lot of strain on the neck.
Zack's just such a talented wrestler. It's just a shame to see him use these shortcuts.
To be a dick?
Yeah. I don't know, like something about that Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World title. I mean, absolute power corrupts absolutely, I suppose, but we see it happen a lot. Like, the fans will be behind them, and then they get the title, and then they're ready for the next thing. And you see a lot of guys let it get to them. Zack won that belt, I mean, well, fair and square on his part from Roderick Strong.
Yeah, it was actually Roddy that was taking the shortcuts in that match. And beautiful senton over the top, his shoulder going into the sternum of Marty Scurll. Bobby Fish only getting a 2 count according to Rick Knox.
Clubs him before he makes the tag.
And you know what? That's the smart tag teamwork of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly goes into the ropes, sunset flip, perhaps.
Oh, sleazy Marty.
Oh, it goes down into the cross arm breaker. Kyle immediately gets his leg over the bottom rope.
Tag back into Zack.
And Bobby Fish trying to
neither team has really made
A lot of
attempted
headway.
a double team, really. A lot of tags and just one guy coming in. Oh, that was a high kick.
Dangerous high roundhouse kick by Kyle O'Reilly. Narrowly avoided by Zack Sabre Jr.
Two former PWG World Champions here facing off.
Well, one current, one former.
That's true.
And now the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Test of strength, nope. Kyle lunges in. Has the grip around the body, but Zack just muscles him into the ropes. Draping his hands over the ropes. And now,
Oh, look at that. A little bit of a distraction there with the dance.
And that just goes to show you that the leaders, despite the fact that they haven't been teaming that much in recent years, that they've found enormous single success. And with Zack going to Japan, they haven't had an opportunity to team all that much, but you know, old habits die hard. Those type of that great type of tag team work is ingrained in both men.
Oh, Bobby there to take out the leg. Knocks Zack down to the apron. Now reDRagon coming in, looking to make a double team here. Double arm breaker over the shoulder.
Speaking of great tag team work, Fish and O'Reilly. Brutal middle kicks across the chest of Marty Scurll. Lateral press. Rick Knox will cover. Only a 1 count though. O'Reilly sends Scurll face first into the top turnbuckle.
What looked like it was going to be the first advantage for leaders is turned to the first advantage for reDRagon here.
Now lateral press, hook of the leg by Bobby Fish. Marty Scurll able to kick out. Yeah, and one of the hallmarks of Fish and O'Reilly as a tag team are the rapid fire tags, the quick in and out. Just keeping their opponent off balance mentally, so to speak. Never
belly to back, quick snap down.
just driving Marty Scurll into the canvas. Marty gets his foot, actually gets his arm and foot on the bottom rope. Marty tried to roll towards Zack, but Bobby Fish had his eye on him, grabs the ankle, tags out to Kyle. Kyle comes off, sliding knee strike into the shoulder. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish dismantling, just absolutely dismantling Marty Scurll at this point. And look at that, the legs, grapevine.
All sorts of tied up, almost
And
like
now,
a
hitting predicament. Marty able to kick out. Oh, headbutt to the midsection. Sledge across the spine, and now tags out to Zack, and Marty immediately escapes to the outside. He knew. Oh. Great toss by Kyle O'Reilly. And the teep sends Zack all the way back to the corner, back to the unfriendly corner.
Oh, that was coming in the face.
Multiple knee strikes.
And again, double snap suplex. Fish and O'Reilly, a well-oiled machine.
And Zack and Fish, of course, know one another from the time they crossed paths in Pro Wrestling Noah, where Zack spent, I believe it was about 18 months abroad.
Big forearm exchange here. Zack coming back with the uppercut. Fish definitely with the weight advantage here over Zack. Zack with a bit of a height advantage.
Oh,
faked him out.
Yeah, faked him, caught him with the knee lift to the midsection. Oh, Marty swept the leg of Bobby Fish, and Fish grabs a handful of hair.
Got him hooked. Oh.
Almost a little bit of 15% there. Oh, Bobby Fish takes Scurll off the apron. Goes behind. Zack down to one knee.
Trying to break the grip here of Zack, able to do it. Switch.
Charging into the ropes. Holds on. Nope.
Corner roll, got him. Push.
Zack sends him up.
Oh! I don't think Bobby was able to get his hands up at all. He took that right to the top of the head.
Zack didn't even know it was, or excuse me, Bobby didn't even know it was coming.
Oh, a PK from the apron there.
And now Marty to the outside. Super kick to the side of the head. Catching O'Reilly on the jaw, and the leader's in firm control right now.
Rapid fire tag team maneuvers from the leaders. Not all of it legal, most of it not legal, but very effective. They got Bobby Fish hurt in the center of the ring. Oh, Bobby Fish is bleeding from the top of the head.
Oh man, that chair.
Yeah, it's cut the top of his head here.
That chair, maybe you know, as you mentioned, those plastic chair, all edges and weird angles.
Right, the entire frame is metal too. It's not all plastic.
So yeah, there is a high probability of injury, getting a gash on your face, your forehead, the top of your head.
Standing on the throat.
And Rick Knox giving the 5 count.
Zack getting in there too. Right in his back here.
The assisted weight, a body weight choke by the leaders. And now Marty back to the outside. Zack is the legal man, as is Bobby Fish.
Fish trying to fire back. Yeah, he's hurt. I don't think he's able to put much on those strikes.
Running boot to the face, and now running boot to the face of Fish. Zack taking out both men of the opposing team. Marty Scurll now tags in. He is the legal man. Kyle O'Reilly down on the far corner. Hard shot and followed up by a stomp to the head by Marty Scurll.
Picking him up by the nose, now punching him by the nose.
Marty Scurll with those close-handed strikes.
Going to work on the left leg there, Fish.
Try to strain that hamstring. Limit the mobility of Bobby Fish, but Fish, lightning strike with a knee bar.
Sabre in very quickly to break that up, putting all of his weight on the neck.
The heel of his boot was on the neck of Bobby Fish, and Zack's entire frame was bearing down on him. Single leg kick to the back of the head. The leaders now with quick tags in and out of their own. And they wishbone Bobby Fish. Ironic, of course, because Fish do not have wishbones.
Zack looking for the cravat there, cranking on the neck.
And he is manipulating the neck of Zack, or excuse me, of Bobby Fish, guiding him around, bringing him in unexpected directions, or unanticipated directions, I should say.
A quick tags here from the leaders, in and out. Always keeping a fresh man in. Scurll comes in with the cravat.
Cravat, or perhaps thinking mare. I'm not sure, but Bobby Fish able to use his left arm to post on Scurll's face and fire in some right hands. The midsection.
Oh, saw the sweat fly from that kick.
2 count only. And Kyle O'Reilly once again taken down on the far corner. Now the leaders just in and out.
Oh, look at this. Look at those double arm stomp.
Stomp on those elbows. Those elbows were locked and pressed into the canvas, and the leaders hit the double stomp on him. Bobby Fish is going to have severe mobility issues as well as strength issues. As Zack taking a moment he's taking his eye off the ball to taunt Chuck Taylor. Not sure that's the wisest thing.
Terrible idea. Bobby Fish, one of the most dangerous men in the world.
And there we see those low kicks from the seated position. Stomp on the shoulder, those injured arms of Bobby Fish. Kyle O'Reilly has had a lot of time out on the corner. He's taken a couple kicks, but really nothing severe, nothing exceptionally meaningful. And oh, there we see reverse. Right elbow rattles Zack. Zack knocked back. Bobby Fish inside, yeah. Outside kick. Kick across the chest. Zack up to his feet. The teep just sends Zack flying to the outside.
This is his chance. This is his moment. Right there. Scurll comes in. I think O'Reilly was looking for the tag.
Yeah, his eyes were facing downward. Didn't see Scurll come in with that back elbow. Now Bobby Fish up to his feet. Scurll catches him.
Exploder into the corner.
And Scurll was very nearly thrown over the top turnbuckle by that.
Fish is there. Fish trying to keep his eye on Zack, seeing if he can make the tag.
Zack makes it in. Marty Scurll's not there for Zack to tag out to. And now Kyle O'Reilly comes in.
Kyle O'Reilly, the fresh man, looking to...
Yeah, definitely the freshest man in this match, just laying in those hard kicks to the outside of Zack's leg. Slap to the face. Kick to the midsection, takes him off his feet.
Big slap. What a combo from O'Reilly. Dude can string them together.
Kyle returns the slap with a little bit extra on it. Now Zack up in the corner, Kyle charges in, elbow strike, shifting the ring. Arm breaker.
Whoa, wow.
Into the knee bar. Backdrop into the knee bar combination. Though Kyle, due to the way that Zack landed, he didn't actually get to wrap both of his legs over, completely over the left leg.
Heel hook there. Everything O'Reilly does is to lead into something else. The guy is great at combinations.
Yeah, he's like an architect. He's always building upward.
These guys switching on knee bars and leg locks here.
Oh, and
Zack throwing the kicks.
Yeah, I think Zack realized that he was in a dangerous position. He needed to put an end to it. As these two guys just slugging it out, slapping one another, center of the ring, and Zack, heel of his boot, catching Kyle O'Reilly in the eye.
Nobody up in the corners for either of these men to tag.
Yeah, these two guys in deep water. No life preservers. Zack charging in. Kyle reverses. Puts on the brakes, goes underneath. Goes for the headbutt. Nope.
Kyle on set. Sleazy Kyle's in the building. Right into the armbar.
Snaps into that cross arm breaker. No, the triangle. Triangle sleeper. He saw Zack bring his right arm over, but Kyle.
Oh, look at that.
Oh no, Kyle. Kyle caught it.
Oh, wow.
He got an ankle lock.
Look at that.
The triangle sleeper applied.
Unreal. He's got both men. Kyle's going to win this match by himself. Zack's fading.
Oh, wow.
Zack is fading.
It is a sleeper hold.
Oh, Marty caught it.
Marty caught the arm.
Marty
and just
kicks him in the ear.
Multiple shots in that cauliflowered ear of Kyle O'Reilly.
Marty and Kyle both back up. Zack Sabre is hurt.
Zack Sabre is disoriented. He was put to sleep basically.
Oh, what a knee to the jaw.
He followed through. If Marty's head wasn't there, Kyle would have hit the middle turnbuckle. He had about 5 feet of distance on that knee strike, and it all ended right on Marty Scurll's ear. Kyle again with the arm breaker. No!
Got him in a choke.
Zack's
got a sleeper of his own. Bobby charges, smashes him into the corner.
Just muscling him in. And Bobby Fish looking reinvigorated.
Two-man smash machine here. Cabradora across the knee. Drop the knee. Turns him inside out. That's got to be it.
Huge pendulum knee drop. 1, 2. No, Zack kicks out.
Nobody there to save Zack. Had to get the shoulder up on his own.
And even if Marty were, Bobby Fish was running interference. This is where Fish and O'Reilly excel. These rapid-fire combinations.
Maybe looking for that chasing the dragon, that brainbuster kick combo. Oh, Pele kick to the arm.
And now Fish thrown to the outside. Marty up on the apron, tags out to Zack. Or tags in from Zack. Kick to the arm. Oh! Kyle just slugs him with an elbow strike. A second one.
Twisting that arm up. Something awful. You're gonna pop that shoulder.
3, 4, 5 elbow strikes. Now Kyle hits the ropes. Fakes high. Goes low. Nope. Kyle catches.
Oh,
just
crushes him.
Starching him. Fake high. Go low. Super kicks to the top of the knees, right on the patella.
Look at that Michinoku drop kick, maybe. Switch. Oh.
Meeting of the minds.
Throws him in.
Kyle with the high boot. Axe kick. Elbow strike. Starches him.
If you're thinking brainbuster, switch by Marty, catches him with a brainbuster.
Brainbuster by Marty. And now Zack with the PK.
Hey, turns him all the way around. Big knee to the head.
Huge bicycle knee strike.
Another.
Get a PK. Hook in the leg. No. Kyle O'Reilly kicks out.
Rick knocks his head. But damn near touched the mat. That was close.
And Bobby Fish attempting to get in to break up the pin, but Zack prevented him.
Yeah, Bobby took a good, 8 to 10 minutes of punishment earlier in the match. Bobby is hurt. Kyle O'Reilly is hurt. Leaders are in control right now.
I actually thought Zack was trying to prevent Bobby, but Zack was actually just down in a heap.
Marty thinking chicken wing. Makes the tag to Bobby.
Marty spent way too much time, and again,
Bobby comes in
muscle to
hot.
the corner. Bobby Fish, kick, teeth. Zack with the hanging guillotine. Bobby.
Look at the strength of Bobby Fish.
He's done the deal.
Falcon arrow to Bobby Fish.
Capture. Elbow strike on the ear. Inside kick. Oh, knee lift to the inside. Dragon screw. Sending Marty Scurll across the ring. Marty now clutching his left knee.
Fish and O'Reilly so adept at using those combinations.
Bobby Fish is incensed. He looks to regain his senses after that chair strike to the crown of the head.
Oh no, got the finger.
Marty Scurll grabs the finger. Oh! Just snaps the finger. Bobby Fish and now
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing, he's got it hooked. Kyle coming in to break it. Zack is there.
Zack goes under. Hurrah! Another year. Surely this won't be as good as the past. Oh, look at that! No!
Bobby transitions knee bar. Kyle's out. Ankle lock.
Ankle lock at the leaders in the center of the ring.
Zack transitions to an arm bar.
Zack transitions to Article 50. Marty Scurll steps through.
Looking for a sharpshooter, maybe. No, cloverleaf.
The cloverleaf. And now Kyle. Kyle rolls backwards.
He's got the ankle lock.
The ankle lock.
Bobby back to the knee bar.
Fish. These two teams just trading submissions. Oh, and Zack finally with the up kick knocks Kyle back into both Marty and Bobby.
All four men so good at submissions. Just trading holds.
Yeah, usually in tag team matches you see big power moves exchanged one after another, but these two teams so technically adept. They are just so dangerous with those submissions. Right hand by Bobby Fish. Right elbow by Bobby Fish. Right hand by Marty Scurll. Bobby really leaning into that.
Yeah, not a lot left on these shots, though. Not near as much as earlier.
Especially from a kneeling position. Not able to generate quite as much torque.
Marty strings three together. Bobby coming with another combination.
Hops up to his feet. Super kick to the side of the head. Now Marty hits the rope. Oh! Fish, high leaping knee strike.
Both men down again.
And you know what might be the X factor here is that both Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly wear the mouth guards, the gum shields as it were. And that might have prevented them from that disorienting jaw clench.
Double tag there. Oh! Sabre beat him to the punch with a kick as it were. Nose to nose, these two. Another foot kick from Zack.
Zack with those high kicks across the face. And now elbow strikes just being exchanged. These two guys teeing off on one another. Chuck Taylor, this is serious.
Caught him with that headbutt. Sends him in, gonna get him a headbutt again.
Oh, no,
got a chancery, look at that.
Catch him in the chancery.
He's putting him out.
Drops him down.
Oh!
Stomp. Elbow strike. German suplex.
Low flying German.
Yeah,
Marty up to the second rope. Michinoku into the missile drop kick.
One. No. Bobby Fish there to break things up. I think that would have been it for Kyle O'Reilly. That is their finisher as a tag team for the leaders. Bobby Fish with a backhand to the midsection of Marty Scurll, now back elbow. And elbow strikes to the face of Zack. Oh, Zack with the headbutt.
Got him hooked, pump handle, and the brainbuster over the knee.
Had him up in the fisherman's buster position, but then dropped him down. Now Zack
already distracting Rick Knox. Oh no, Zack Sabre's got the belt, not like this.
He's picking up the title. Kyle O'Reilly didn't even see it.
It's right to the temple.
Kyle just got brained by the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship title and Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, he got the shoulder up somehow. Pure instinct from Kyle O'Reilly. His eyes aren't even open.
If Kyle O'Reilly were fast asleep in the middle of the night and you covered him and tapped the mattress twice, his shoulder would just instinctively come up. That is how ingrained those instincts are.
Now look at this, just stomping him.
In his unconscious mind.
This is the mugging now.
But look at this, Kyle making his way up to his feet after repeated stomps to the side of the head.
Firing back, look at this.
Both the leaders eating shots from Kyle O'Reilly.
Wild haymakers. Oh, uppercut.
Kyle puts on the bridge.
Nigel caught another uppercut.
Oh, bottom rope.
Low flying Nigel, double lariat to Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly taking out both the leaders with the lariats.
Hooking him up, chasing the dragon coming. Got him up, into the brain buster.
Buster! 1, 2, no!
Zack Sabre kicked.
Oh, cross armbreaker. Cross
Zack-
armbreaker. Zack's hands are locked though.
Trying to break the grip. Pulling the leg, transitions, looking for the ankle lock.
Oh,
Fish caught a umbrella to the head.
Got caught in the ear. Oh, Zack floats through. No. Instead, it's the triangle sleeper.
Elbows on
Zack
top of the
the
head.
point of the elbow as he just cranks down. And now look at this. Rolling him through, just driving the point of his elbow into the kidney.
If he pulls that, if he locks that arm out.
And oh, look at
Marty,
this.
breaks the finger. There's no way he's getting out of this.
Oh, and that's it. Kyle O'Reilly forced to verbally submit. The leaders of the new school. Your winners. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. This is Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Paul and Bobby here. I'm sick and tired of seeing you in tag matches. So why don't next month, July 7th, Zack Sabre Jr., you put this heavyweight title on the line one last time against anybody. I think I got one last one left in me, Zack. So tell you what, if you beat me in this match, I never get another title shot again. What do you say, Zacky boy, Zacky 3 belt coming out? What do you say, buddy?
First of all, I don't appreciate you getting into my business. This is English, okay? Listen. I also don't appreciate you rudely disrupting me get changed as I'm in my wonderful underwear. Cracking underwear. You can't super dragon, I'm not giving you a time. Can't actually suck my dick, mate.